Good morning, world. Good afternoon, world. This is your boy Christian with Christ, Corvettes, and Cars. And I haven't been doing this. I'm going to do a cold start. I'm going to flip my phone around and let you have a nice cold start in the morning. Then we'll go out to the man cave and start the rest of it. But we're going to talk about, are you doing the American dream? Are you in mindset of the American dream? Are you there? Are you pushing through on the American dream? Are you continuing the American dream? But let me flip it around. Let me see if it works. Let me see. There we go. Maybe not. There you go. I'm in my garage. I got my Corvette, got the cold start. There's my Camaro, kind of tight. We'll start and do some things around. Turn it off. I love the button. That button is awesome. Oh, if I can get out. All right, going out in my yard. Oh, it's a beautiful day. There goes my Hummer. Back deck. Got a couple storage sheds. Got a tractor if anybody wants it. My little dog. Yeah, I used to have a big yard. Now I'm in a smaller yard, but I do have a bigger house, so that does make a big difference for my new family. Going to my man cave. And you can see some of it. I'm gonna flip it around. Look at some of my toys. Some of these I got from my brother when he passed away. I'm not done sheetrocking it up. Got some of my American heroes. Got some of my toys. Some stuff when I used to work at Advance Auto Parts, some cars. Some of my heroes in sports, of course. And you see the Bad ZR1. Got this from Rick Conte. And it said, stop dreaming and start driving. And that's what you got to do. Start dreaming, start driving. They're the generations of the Corvettes. Little homies. My mom and dad, rest in peace. All my little stuff back in Pittsburgh Steelers Nation. My brother and I. Just a lot of stuff that took me through my childhood. I look at some of the other stuff, but I'm gonna turn it around and we're gonna deal with the topic of the day. And the topic is, of course, are you doing the American dream? What is the American dream? For some people it's different. But of course, most of us here live in America, or what I would call the dream was to own your own house and to be financially well off. Okay, first we're going to go to the verse of the day, and it's Proverbs 21:3. It says, to do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. Basically, to do what's fair and right, it's better to do a sacrifice. Of course, a long time ago, they used to do sacrifices. When you did a sin, you would get your best sheep or your first sheep or your best cattle, and you would slaughter them to the Lord. You would give him your first of everything, to show that you accepted, that the Lord would accept your apology, basically, to let them know that you were sorry, to repent and to move on. Of course, it's much better just to do the right thing than to worry about having to repent. I mean, you should probably repent daily. You should ask for forgiveness daily, because our thoughts, our minds are not squarely on the Lord. You got to understand, we're regular people. A lot of people think that people that are saved and they drive around, especially older, you see older people, and they think like they've never done any sin or done anything wrong. And that's just totally untrue. You know, those without sin cast the first stone. Everybody has sinned and come short of the glory of God. So you've got to understand, what I had said before, to do better daily, to try to ask for forgiveness and do better daily, do less sinning, do less opinionation of people, do less stupidity, basically, because when you were young, you were dumb. You did stupid stuff. And my boy Flex would say, when you know better, you do better. So hopefully we're at this point, 35 and up, that you're really starting to do better, that you're thinking about your future, your goals, saving money, doing things. Do you have the American dream? Do you own your house? If the answer is no, then you're not part of the American dream. If you say you don't want to own your own house, if you're paying $1,000 or more a month, you could own your own house. That's crazy to give money to somebody else's dream and not being able to give it to your family later on as you pass, because we're all going to pass. So the thing is, let's be smart. Give the money, put the money as an investment to a house. When I first bought my first house was 1990. I bought a brick house, 1,600 square space. I had an acre, almost 2 acres of land. And it cost me $50,000. And I thought, wow, that was just a whole lot of money. Now you look at it in retrospect, you can't find a house probably less than 100, 150, unless it's beat down and tore up. I'm talking about a house you could just move in today and live there. $50,000. The same house where my ex is living now. I'm sure if she sells it, it should be paid for. She could get $150,000, or if her son wanted to move down and he move in it, he lives there free, and all he has to do is pay the taxes on it. How big is that? How much money could you save if you didn't have to pay any rent or any mortgage? That's a lot. My mortgage currently is like $1,200 and something now. It's $1,400 and something. That's huge. That's huge. So think about having that much money put away each year, or even taking half of it. Just say $700, spending $700, monthly, doing whatever, and saving $700 a month. That's huge. I don't have my calculator, but $700 a month is good money. And that's another thing about putting money away. I've talked about that before. I always put money away because you don't know the future. Your tire could be flat. How many times you drove by or you see a car sitting on the side of the highway just with a flat tire? It'd be there 2-3 days until it gets towed. Sometimes people go out and get it, but most of the time, no, it gets towed. So that's huge. You get flat tire, you can get a good used tire, take the rim off, take a good used tire for $35, $40. Go to Walmart, get a brand new tire, probably less than $100, depending on what type of tire you have. If you got a 20-inch or bigger, or even some 18 inches, you probably pay more, $200 or more. But still, that's not a lot of money. You think about it, $200 is nothing. If you get paid on a regular, you spend more than that every pay period. So putting that money away is huge. And you don't have to put it all at one time. $50 here, $50 there. You get paid from your income tax. Say you get $1,000. What's wrong with putting $100 away, $200 away, $300 away for a stormy night? Taking maybe $500 and do what you want, because that's what you want to do, and then taking the remaining $200 or $300 and then paying off something, or fixing up on your car, getting a tune-up or something ready for the spring. That's things we got to think about by being financially well off later on. So let's be smart. If you're not putting away the money, because rent is going to continue to go up. Also, housing is going to continue to go up. I remember when my son bought his house a couple of years ago. Heck, it might be 5 years now. He paid $250. I said, $250? That's crazy. That's way too much. And I was thinking, my past. I just know. Whoa, I bought some property down 4 Oaks. I had a double wide. I put it on it. I was good. I didn't pay nowhere near that. But I mean, it wasn't a house. It was a double wide. But it was land. It was mine. So I still had the American dream. I was still putting away money. But then I get married, and then of course I have she has kids, and so her kids are my kids, and so we needed a bigger house, and so I bought this house. I think 2,500 plus square, but I needed more room, and this is 260,000. So just in 5 years, the market went up another $10,000. That's huge. That is huge. You put $10,000 down on a house, you can probably move in almost any house within that area, you know, around 250, 260, even $300,000, no problem. Okay, but we're talking about being the American dream. Just take time and be smart with your money. Put some money away. If you're really going towards the American dream, put the money away. Stop buying stuff. Buying more cars, buying more parts, buying more whatever. Stop buying stuff. Concentrate on your dream. Keeping the money put away. Even if it takes you 5 years, because nothing happens overnight, then at least you obtained it. Say you finally obtained it at 50. You have 30 years to pay on a mortgage. You can add a little bit each year, cut it down to, 20 years. So you had the house paid off at 70. Say you pass away at 75 or 80. Your family, whoever you give it to, has that house for free. Or say both of your kids moved away. They can come together, sell the home, make a big profit, split the money, and be way financially better off. Say they've got $50,000 a piece or $70,000. I think it'd be worth way more than that. But just say a $250,000 house, you sell it after 10 or 15 years, it's going to be at least $300,000. Just say they only get $200,000. They got $100,000 each. If they have any student loans, they could definitely pay off their student loans. If they just wanted to pay on their house what they have, or help currently pay off a car and maybe pay half of the house down, they could do that and cut their mortgage in half. They could refinance with the interest rate being real low, paying half of it down, and now refinance. Say they still owe 150 or 200,000. Now they only owe 100,000. That's huge. That's a big burden off. So being financially wealthy is not buying a bunch of cars, which I love cars, because you can give away cars, but they can break down and they're basically worthless. But a house is not only a home, it's financial wealth. It's part of the American dream. So if you don't own a house or you're not buying a house, you need to probably do that because you're not getting any younger. That's my truth for this week. Hopefully you guys have a great week. Remember to work out at least 3 times a week for a better mind and body. Remember, God is love, and love is not hate. So if you hate anybody, you got to check yourself. Get in some of that stinking thinking, but and always live life while you're still living. Peace.